Okay, so we're here
Okay,
to answer and present a little bit about the case of SeCYBER. My name is David, and I'm here to present with G1 and George Sarufim. So, for the first question, what type of leadership style does SeCYBER have? How would you assess it on its impact on the firm's organizational culture? Is this leadership style aligned with SE Cyber intended strategy? So, in order to answer this question, SE Cyber possesses an outcome oriented leadership driven by high earnings per share, EPS, and Wall Street performance focus is a big driver of results. High results orientation creates pressure for employees to make financial objectives their number one priority, which typically leads to burnout and other ethical issues. Teamwork is also law oriented. From this case, internal conflict definitely soiled decision making and breakdowns in communications among regional managers are, as an example, Sam and Dan are reflected, which ultimately undermined team coordination and alignment. Integrity is also medium to low. Leader decisions seem founded on short term profit and individual benefit, as opposed to creating a long term value or ethical basis, as seen with pressure brought on Luis to close a possibly hardest deal in the case. Customer orientation is medium because the company has a desire to fulfill customer wants on the surface, for example, offering discounts, yet will lose client and trust on future relationships just for temporary profit. Flexibility is medium, while the company has been technologically innovative. Its hierarchical control, leadership, and high pressure culture indicates low levels of work practice and employee well being flexibility, as mentioned before. Concisely, SC Cyber control leadership style with an uncompromising performance, emphasis in contradiction to long-term strategy and organizational health. Cultural renewal would be needed to allow a long-term flexibility and trust.
okay, thank you, David. Now I'm gonna present the second questions. Second question is what are the main drivers or motivation used by SeCYBER and what changes should be considered and why? So SeCYBER's motivations are financial rewards, stock options, and management by objective plans. They encourage staff through the prospect of high returns, allowing a high performance culture. However, this practice has been burned out and staff discontent caused by the stresses of non-stop performing at the expense of or else. Result orientation, I see cyber at any expense has facilitated an adverse work culture with long working hours and no consideration for work-life balance. To counter these problems, CSCYBers need to introduce no financial motivation incentives like recognition programs and career advancement opportunities. Through the provision of employee well-being, creation of more career advancements, opportunities, and promotion of work-life balance, CSCYBER will be in a position to create a superior and more sustainable organization culture. With these interventions, employees will be more contented and turnover will be minimized, result in long-term organization success. Follow-up activities must include the creation of employee recognition programs and policy review in order to ensure a more conducive and equitable work environment.
So the first question will, for the first question, my response will be that at SeCYBER, Louis face a culture that pushes for performance, but at a cost. While aggressive targets and strong incentives drive short-term success, they also lead to burnout, high turnover, and anxiety, especially. Internal conflicts, still unclear leadership, and poor work-life balance hurt trust and teamwork. So on top of that, the companies focus on quarterly result, like pushing risky deals, which may harm long-term relationship with clients and ethics. Thus, in short, SeCYBER's result-driven culture will definitely boost achievement, but risks long-term sustainability and morale of the team.
So is George finished, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, then I will answer the last question that should SeCYBER change its organization structure? So SeCYBER's current hierarchical and organizational structures has caused internal conflicts and department misalignments among the American and European teams, and among others. This lack of cross-functional cooperations has slowed decision making and made communication difficult. So SeCYBER can overcome these drawbacks by transitioning to a more participated horizontal organization structure with fewer hierarchical roles and more openness of communication and decision making. A less structured design would enhance coordination and enable the firm to respond more quickly to market requirements. Nevertheless, Cyber also has TD responsibilities and roles that are essential to execute growth and innovation in the company. A present hierarchical structure to some degree offers sound decision making as well as quicker implementations. In a high growth company, centralized decision making can support uniformity and unity in strategic direction. SeCYBER can attempt to use cross-functional teams to get a more collaborative culture and a centralized decision framework for strategic key decisions. So this way, SeCYBER can enjoy the benefits of both worlds by getting collaborations as well as efficiency.
Well, as a conclusion, we would like to say that there needs to be a deep and thorough change in the organization culture in order for it to become a place where it's more aligned with long-term goals and safety and well-being of their employees.